Welcome to Day 4, Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Hello and welcome to Day 4 of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair at the Keystone Centre here in Brandon, Manitoba, 2019 edition. I'm Marshall Littlefield. Starting things off with the fair's theme of the day, today is Brandon University Kids Day, and Shopkins Live are here, brought to us by Q Country. As you'd expect, there are plenty of kids and families in attendance here at the fair to enjoy the show. Let's take a look at what's happening. I'm here with Grant for Brandon University here on Day 4 of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Grant, why do you think it's important for people to support things like the fair here in Brandon?
Well, I think this is one of the oldest institutions that we have in Brandon. It's the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. It brings people from all over, just like the university does. I mean, we're something that brings people to Brandon. The fair brings people to Brandon. It's a perfect partnership for us and for the whole community, I think, to come out and support this wonderful place that we have, this wonderful event that we have, this annual event that we have, and all the people who come out and put in their all into the horse jumping and the trade show and all of the events that they have as part of the fair.
And can you talk a little bit about Brandon University's relationship with the fair and how they've partnered together?
I'll bet this relationship goes back more than a century, although I'm not the archivist, so I can't say for sure how it started. But in the last couple of years, we've been really happy to sponsor BU Kids Day, so every Thursday at the fair, and it's really all about the kids. So bringing them out and seeing what they can experience, all the fun that they can have here, and there's tons of opportunity for people to do the same thing at the university. So we're happy this year to promote our mini university. So it's targeting the same audience at the Kids Day at the fair is for. Last year we had Fred Penner. This year it's the Shopkins. So lots of great stuff for people of all ages to come down to the fair.
That's amazing to hear. Can you talk a little bit more about the mini university? What is that?
So Mini University, as a lot of people know, it's been going on for, I think, 35 years now. More than 18,000 kids have gone through it. It's a summer day camp program. It's a week long. It's for kids of all ages, like as young as 4, like pre-kindergarten can come to Mini University. It's about creative learning. It's about exploring. It's about having fun while you're learning. And so we have programs that go from, archery tag, which is like an athletics-based thing, to a computer science, to a counselors and training program for people who are in high school. So if you want to really go into a leadership thing and you're looking at, well, what am I going to do after high school, and leadership is something that you're interested in, the counselors and training, you can come and really learn how to be a leader and to be the next generation, passing on your skills to kids.
Well, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Grant, for giving us some of your time today here at BU Kids Day. BU Kids Day always brings a lot of fun to the Royal, and we're thankful for that. Moving on to the fair's feature nonprofit for today, it's Ronald McDonald House Charities Manitoba and their important mission of keeping families together and helping children in need. I'm here with Anna and Eden for the Ronald McDonald House here on Day 4 of the fair. Can you guys tell me a little bit about why you think it's important for people to support events like this here in Brandon and the area?
We have our Red Cru Walk coming up, and it's one of our fundraisers. And our Red Cru Walk is in June, and it's a great fundraiser where all the proceeds go to the Ronald McDonald House Charities. And the Ronald McDonald House Charities helps to keep families close when they're going through a hard time in their life, right? When they have a sick child. And so it's a great organization, and it's a great fundraiser that has all the proceeds going to the Ronald McDonald House Charities.
It's upcoming Red Cru Walk on June 1st at Riverbank Discovery Center on June 1st in Brandon. Is one of our signature fundraising events, and as Anna said, all proceeds go to Ronald McDonald House Charities Manitoba, and we're so proud to be here. This is our first year at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair, and we just like to be a part of this community in Brandon. And last year we supported 54 families from Brandon and 2,208 families across Manitoba and beyond. through our Ronald McDonald House program and Ronald McDonald Family Room program in Winnipeg. So we are home away for home for families that need a place to stay while being close to their sick or injured child. So we're really happy to be here.
And can you guys talk a little bit about the Ronald McDonald House involvement with the fair at all?
Well, like I said, this is our first year being at the fair, so we actually, one of the fair organizers, Kristen Bremer, she's one of our advocate families from a couple years ago. She stayed at the house, and so she's been great of having us involved in this fair this year and just bringing more awareness to our cause and how we help families from across Manitoba, including Brandon. So again, we're really happy to be here and just drawing attention to the Red Shoe Crew Walk coming up on June 1st at the Riverbank Discovery Center in Brandon. And we hope the whole Brandon community comes out and just is a part of this family-filled fun day, 3-kilometer walk in support of our charity. So we're really happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for giving us some of your time today. We appreciate it. Every year, the fair is made possible by its wonderful sponsors. Today's sponsor of the day for the fair is RBC, and we had a chance to chat with Terry Burgess to hear more about their involvement. I'm here with Terry for RBC here on day 4 of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Terry, can you talk a little bit about why you think it's important for people to support events like the fair here in Brandon?
Yeah, well, the fair, in my mind, is probably Brandon's signature event. It's an event that brings rural and urban families together, and they get to experience why agriculture is so important to our local community. So the fair itself, to me, is a big event, but events like this need corporate support and need us to be a partner at the table to make them happen. And so we're thrilled to have that sort of event where it ties in agriculture, ties in families, the family morals and values that we have in rural Manitoba. And so I think it's a really nice event to be involved in.
And can you talk a little bit about RBC's involvement with the fair?
Sure. In this building itself, there's an old trophy in here, and it dates back to the 1930s. And so, we've had a long time relationship with the fair. In my own involvement, I've been in Brandon off and on since 1992 in a management role, and our event is one that we really look forward to. It helps profile RBC and our commitment to the community. But also gives us an opportunity to see professional show jumpers in a location like Brandon. So our involvement in the fair historically has been something we all look forward to.
And can you talk a little bit about the way that you have supported students with Assiniboine Community College and providing them work experience here at the fair?
Yeah, so RBC, we just made an announcement this morning again in terms of our ongoing support for this interactive media program with the Royal Winter Fair to provide that sort of media coverage that you guys are doing here this morning. So it really fits well with a program that we have that's called RBC Future Launch, which is all about tying in the need for students today to prepare for the work of the future. And so this type of learning, where you get to do it on site and interactive on an actual experience, that this is what we do day to day. Today is great, and it also positions hopefully the students for the future.
Right on. Well, thank you so much, Terry, for giving us some of your time today. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.
The Ag Action Stage always combines the excitement of the fair with educational events that teach visitors about different aspects of the world of agriculture. We go now to Sage Hill, who are passionate about all things horses. I'm here with Gwen for Sage Hill Stables here at the fair on day 4. Gwen, can you tell me a little bit about Sage Hill Stables and what you guys do?
We are primarily a riding lesson facility. We have lesson horses, so if you don't own your own horse, you can come down and learn how to ride, learn about horsemanship. We have groundwork-based classes as well as riding lessons, and we also offer kind of a line of therapy programs. We offer equine-assisted learning as well as occupational and speech therapy on horses.
Right on. And can you tell us a little bit more about the riding lessons and sort of what your process is with those.
Sure, yeah, we start kids off in an introductory program where they learn all the basics of safety and horse health care and the basics of how to ride, and then from there we let them choose their discipline and their goals. So some students would like to be competitive in their riding. Some students just want to do it on a more casual basis just because they love the experience being around the horses and how it makes them feel. So that's actually how we started the drill team that's here at the Winter Fair. Instead of having a competitive team, we have like a teamwork-based team where the students can have a goal to work towards, so that they also experience being on a team and learning and improving on their horsemanship skills at the same time.
And how many horses do you have here with you at the fair?
We have 6 horses and 1 miniature horse here this weekend, or this week.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gwen, for giving us some of your time today.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. I'm here with Miriam for Sage Hill Stables. Miriam, can you tell me a little bit about what you do with Sage Hill?
So we have horses and we go around the ring and we do kind of drills together. So we like team up. We go around circles, do crisscross, things like that.
Wow, that sounds really cool. And so how did you get into this sort of activity?
Well, last year during the summer, Gwen said that she was like recruiting people to do a drill team, and I was interested, so I joined.
And what about this interested you? What is your favorite part about doing all this?
Well, it's a team. Usually, horseback riding is a horse and a rider, and here it's more a lot of girls, and it's more of a team than just you and your horse.
Well, that's really cool to hear. I'm glad you're enjoying teamwork. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time today.
One of the many events taking place at the fair this week is the steer sale. I had the opportunity to chat with Dallas Johnston about the good work they're doing there. I'm here with Dallas Johnston for the steer sale here at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Dallas, can you tell us a little bit about what you got going on for the steer sale this year?
Well, it's the 2019 Royal Manitoba Winter Fair steer sale. We have 12 steers for sale. There's four steers from our boys and girls competition. There's 8 steers from the open market competition, one of which is a steer that we are donating as a family to raise money for Cancer Care Manitoba. And 100% of whatever that steer brings is going towards Cancer Care Manitoba.
And can you talk a little bit more about your relationship with Profile in being involved in that?
Well, we got involved because our grandson was diagnosed with cancer at 10 months old. He's doing very well. When you're in there, it opens your eyes to a lot of things, and I like to tell people, if you ever think you're having a bad day, just go to Cancer Care Manitoba and tell me how bad your day really is. So in talking with the doctors in Cancer Care, they gave us a couple options in which where we could donate the money, and we chose the Profile program, which is something new, very exciting, and Cancer Care Foundation of Manitoba is committed to $1 million over the next 5 years. So we're just trying to give back a little to help them with this.
That's good to hear, and we thank you so much for donating to such a good cause, and thank you for giving us some of your time today. We appreciate it. The Royal has plenty of unique entertainment for all ages here at the fair all week long. One of the prominent entertainers here at the fair this year is Craig Douglas and his comedy juggling routine. Our Rick Thompson had a chance to chat with Craig. Let's see what he had to say.
Hi, Rick Thompson here at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair, number 112, and we're having a blast. This is day number 4. And I'm going to talk to a really amazing comedy juggler kind of guy. I tell you, his show is outstanding. He's in the Manitoba Hydro Amphitheater daily. If you haven't been down here to see him, you definitely got to come by. You can't miss him. He's wearing a Don Cherry suit, look-alike, and you got to see him. He's an amazing guy, and he's right here with me right now. Craig Douglas, welcome to the fair.
Thanks a lot.
It's good.
Excited to be here.
Oh, we're excited to have you. I mean, you're a great entertainer. You do a great job. The kids love you, everybody. It's a great show. How did you get into doing comedy juggling?
You know what? It started in my parents' family room. A friend came to dinner one night, and we found out he could juggle. So we made him juggle the only thing we had on hand. We just moved. Laura Secord pudding cans. Oh. And so the poor guy, as our dinner guest, had to juggle, and I was like 12, and I thought, that's cool. And we didn't have any furniture, so I had all these empty rooms to practice.
Okay.
And I taught myself. It was great fun.
Imagine that. You invite a guy over for dinner, he's got to juggle for his dinner. Good thing it wasn't Jell-O.
That's right.
That would have been a tough one. So, you've been in it for quite a few years. You travel the country, and it's good to have you here at the Royal. Is this your first, second? How many visits have you been here?
This is my third time at the Royal.
Good to
Yeah,
have you.
yeah, pretty excited. It's a great fair, too. You know this, right?
Yes,
like I
definitely.
can tell you, I go to a lot of events, a lot of fairs, actually across the country. The audiences here are just so, what we performers say is they lean in. They really get involved.
They get involved.
Important for me.
That's good. Little example, like what kind of juggling or comedy do you do? Give us a little insight.
So my show, I do balls, bowling balls, knives. I can do fire torches, but they don't always like that when they have fire systems in the house. I ride a 6.5-foot unicycle.
Okay.
But for me, the real point of the show is the interaction with the crowd. So it's
Okay.
all about connection, and that's why the audiences here are so special to me, because as soon as you can make a connection, they're the energy, right? They provide the energy for the show.
Definitely.
And I mean, you can build it if it's not there, but they're here right from the get-go. So it means that I can loosen up and go. There's a bit of improv in the show, and so I can kind of have a little more fun with it.
Okay. Is the comedy a big part of it, or the juggling more involved than the comedy, or is it just hand in hand?
For me, it's all about the comedy. So for me, the juggling is almost incidental. Now, I recognize that there are some feats in there that are quite difficult, and those are kind of a hook, especially some people just want to see the visual aspect of it.
Definitely.
But for me, it's all about the interaction. It's a very verbal show. You might hear that I talk fast. I have a friend who's hearing impaired, and she can lip read me when we're at her house. In a show, it's hopeless because I'm running around too much.
You're moving.
Yeah,
You're moving, eh? You got to be dynamic, and you got to be moving, and especially if you're going to do a combination. The juggling aspect, difficult to get involved with and become tremendously good at it, like you?
Not at all. And anybody could learn to juggle. I've taught thousands of people to juggle.
Okay.
So anybody could learn 3 balls. And really, honestly, if I was going out to just practice or play, I'd spend the most time with 3 balls. There's endless things you can do just with 3 objects. But if you want to go deep, see, when I started, there was no internet. That's true. I'm dating myself, just like in high school.
No problem.
So I used to look out in books, but now you can just go on the internet. You can find instructions, and I would encourage anybody to give it a try because it's really a fun little activity.
Just one more question about the act. You say you do knives. I don't see any cuts or anything.
Well, I've been doing them for 5 years. And see, that's a little joke. I did that. No, actually, you want to know my worst injury ever? I will spill the beans.
Okay,
I ride a very tall unicycle. I was performing at a university pub, and that's Doodles.
Imagine that. Who's coming now, eh?
He's so quiet.
Isn't he a quiet guy?
I was performing at a university pub, and I was riding my unicycle. I hit my hand on a ceiling fan.
Ouch.
And I still have a little scar here, and I broke the fan, and I cut my hand open, and it looked horrible.
I would think so.
But that's not what you would expect to be the injury when you juggle knives and fire and clevers and axes. But at least my mom can rest at night.
Well, the good part is in the amphitheater, the ceiling's like 20 feet high. You won't hit that fan. I guarantee it.
No, it's beautiful.
Oh, it's good to have you here. And I know your sidekick there, Doodles. You probably heard his one word of the day. Did you want to bring that up?
What is it? Incredible? I don't know, but it's something unbelievable, but I don't know what it is.
Well, that could be the word, yeah. Well, you're doing a great job here, Craig, and it's good to have you here as always. And we look forward to the rest of the week and a few more great shows from you.
I'm looking forward to it, yeah. Good. Thanks a lot.
Well, great to have you again. That was my guest, Craig Douglas, juggler, comedy act in the Manitoba Hydro Amphitheater. If you haven't come down to see him, you definitely want to make it. We've got a few more days to go right here at the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair here, number 112. So come on by and have some fun. Take care of yourself.
Be sure to come by and check out Craig Douglas. He's around all week, along with plenty of more great entertainment and events right here at the Keystone Center. Please be sure to get to Westover Place tonight for the evening show. There's the Pig Scramble, another show from the Wolf Jocks Canine All-Stars, Trick Riders, and lots more to see and do. The opening ceremonies will kick things off at 6:30 p.m., so you still have time to make it to the show. That's all the time we have for today, but we will be back here tomorrow on WCGtv at 5:30 p.m. with our Day 5 coverage of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. I'm Marshall Littlefield, and on behalf of Rick Thompson and our entire production team, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the fair. Good night.